If there's one secret to happiness in my life, it's taking care of the kindest creatures on earth. Sheep.
There's something so unique and heartwarming and beautiful about this script, and I can honestly tell you, I was no more than 25 pages into this, and I texted my agent saying, I'm doing this.
I know when Rodney Hollingshead was murdered, and I know who the real killer was.
I had no idea of anyone who was in it. I pretty much didn't even finish reading the script. Then Kyle started to share with me who was coming on board. I mean, obviously Emma Thompson comes to the top of my brain because she is someone that I've looked up to for many, many years and have wanted to work with for many, many years. And so to be in a movie just with her alone, that would be enough. But wall to wall, this movie is just at every turn got such incredible actors. And what I love about it is it's all of the actors in it have such heart.
Greg. Drink.
Of alcohol?
How much of Greg is in this character,
Well,
if any?
so when I first read the script, I was like, it was starting off and I was like, it's a little Greg. Whoa! It's a little Greg adjacent.
It's a Greg adjacent, but you do such great work with this character.
Thank you.
That's your phone number right there at the bottom of the page. That's how I knew to call you. I'm always detecting.
I mean, the British accent was something I really wanted to focus on and help me find him. And then the script is written so well that it really helps, I almost said Greg, but it helps Tim
Right.
like chart this kind of arc and find his confidence and, you know, find family kind of by the end and feel like maybe people respect him and want him around.
Yeah.
So I thought the journey he goes on that's different than what Greg goes on.
And I know who the real killer was.
Hugh said yesterday it's Babe meets Knives Out. Is that accurate?
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that. It's exactly right. And I think Babe, I wanted to remember a scene from Babe the other day and I watched it and I was like, man, it's still good.
Yeah.
Like pretty solid CGI back then.
I said I wish I could forget this.
What did you actually learn? What's the most interesting thing you learned about sheep, if anything? Okay.
That they can jump.
Okay.
They jump around sometimes when they're excited.
Let's count some sheep together. 1, 2.
Has counting sheep ever worked for you? It has never worked for me.
No, I don't think it has. I get up past 100 and I'm like, well, what?
Yeah, what's the point? I'm still awake.
Yeah.
Hugh Jackman.
He has a glow about him. You know, there's only so few people, you know, A-list stars for 20 years, 30 years, whatever, you know, where you're like, wow, I can't believe I'm like looking at you, Hugh Jackman, you know? But he's like very effusive and kind and sensitive. I love him.
Why are you yelling?
I know sheep, in the film, they can kind of choose to forget things
Yeah.
when they want to forget them. What is something recently that you hope you never forget? A fun moment that just happened that you hope you never forget.
This interview with you.
Oh, you know what? That is the best answer, and I never expected that. Thank you.
And I won't. It's solidified.
You're going to forget this in less than 24 hours.
No, I will not.
You will.
No,
Okay.
your shirt's too, it's too vibrant.
Okay. Same
It's
with your
stuck in my memory.
cerulean Devil Wears Prada shirt. but
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
My first question, how much did you actually learn about sheep?
Well, I don't think I actually learned anything about sheep other than I love them to death. I think they're darling. And, you know, I didn't tell you, but I went to Ireland for the first time a couple of years ago. I'd never been. And we came, my husband and I got lost, which is a really nice thing to do when you're in Ireland. And we were coming up, I think the road was called Pre-Sleep somewhere. And we were coming up, and all of a sudden, this massive flock of sheep and a shepherd and dogs came at us, and there was mist, and it was the green, and I thought, this is a fantasy.
They are like these little clouds that just dot the landscape over in Ireland.
Oh, yes.
And maybe they do have some kind of, I play Mopple. He has this kind of collective memory. And maybe that's what sheep really do have, that they can kind of remember that everything that's happened over the years, but they're choosing not to tell us.
I wasn't kidding. I thought that.
Talking about voice work, I love how you described it as Irish dancing and also a vacation from your face, which I thought was genius.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, it is. Taking a little bit of a holiday from the aesthetic is nice. Just using your voice and thinking, okay, what can I do with this little puppy?
We're not scared.
There's a scene where it's really difficult for them to cross the road. Is there anything you're afraid of?
Oh, so much.
I view heights.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, God, I'm not great at all. I went on, where is it? In San Diego, they've got this Coronado.
Oh, the bridge.
Oh, yeah.
The bridge!
Yeah.
I was not prepared, I'm
Yeah.
not going to lie. And you have to kind of zoom off towards, you can't see where the bridge is going to turn around and come back the other way.
Oh.
And I had the kids in the back. And I always kind of sing when I get nervous on a big road or something.
Oh.
And my wife was like, you know that you're singing London Bridge is Falling Down.
Not the best choice, at least for that scenario.
Have you even looked at it?
No.
I want to start out quickly by asking about Emma Thompson, because I know that was kind of the focus of this whole thing for you, getting the chance to work with her.
She's just amazing, and she's so curious and giving and such a great ensemble member. I just learned a lot from her, and I feel like I manifested this.
Yeah.
Like, my dream was to do a movie in England, and then to do a movie with Emma is kind of crazy. And yeah, I just think it's very rare to find people like this in this industry that are just still so open-hearted. So I can't say enough good things.
Our shepherd was murdered.
George is dead?
I would love to have a sheep now. Yeah, I want to have one. And if you would find a way to get me one, I'd love to have a sheep.
I'll
Yeah.
work on that. Well, then
Thank
what
you.
would the name of your sheep be? Because he manages to name all of his
them.
sheep.
Yeah. I'm really loving the name Rhonda today.
Oh, interesting.
I would name
That's
my
spicy.
sheep. Yeah, Rhonda. I would love I want to play a sheep next time. I was kind of bummed that I wasn't a sheep. When I read the script, I thought, oh my God, I'm a sheep, but I was actually just a girl.
We have our motive. You actually reminded me of my next question. You talked yesterday morning, I was at the press conference, and you talked about how you had no idea that Julia was. Did you visualize before you find that out?
Yeah.
Are you thinking it might be someone else, or do you have some sort of idea of who it could be as you're reading the script and then you find out later it's your friend?
I just never thought it would be someone like Julia. She's like another legend.
Right.
But no, I didn't really quite visualize someone. It felt like such a hard role because Lily is like figuring out what it's like to be alive and how to be a human being. And I just thought Julia brought such humanity to that character.
Yeah.
But when I got to work with her a couple of years, I guess like 5 years ago, she played my mom in a movie. That was like one of the best things of my life. And so now it's funny that like I actually worked opposite her, but I was just petting the air. I was petting the air, and it was Julia Louis-Dreyfus, which I didn't realize. Yeah.
And Nicholas Braun, so many funny lines.
Yeah.
Follow-up question. Do you have a boyfriend?
He asks you if you're dating anybody, if you're single, as the police detective.
Yeah.
You had never worked with him before.
No, I hadn't. And he's so funny. But obviously I was a big Succession fan, and yeah, he's so good. I thought he did such a good English accent. But yeah, it was great. Him and Nick were like my brothers on the movie. So it was just fun to kind of, unless Emma was there, I felt like I was the only girl. And so it was like a fun, like brotherly thing. We all went to see tennis together. We all went to the pub together. It was like a really lovely experience.
You all got stuck in the rain probably together?
Yes, it was wild. Like, I had been to England the summer before, and it was sunny. And the summer I was there to shoot this, we never saw the sun, and they would have to cancel shooting because also the way that they were shooting the CGI, they couldn't do it in that lighting. So it was crazy. And then at the end of the movie, when Emma and I are kind of saying goodbye to each other, it was pouring rain. They just found a way to mask it.
Right.
It would not stop raining. Yeah.
Almost as impressive as the CGI they did with some of the sheep to mask the rain.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
I think it's some of the best work I've seen. I think the way that the emotion on the faces, like, I don't know how they were able to do that. Being in this movie and watching the way Kyle directed it, we shot a scene and then they would come in and shoot these plates of like weird spinning balls. And then I have no idea how that helped them make it. I don't know. I know nothing.
Just
clearly.
don't ask questions.
Yeah, I just have to shut up and just do my job.
Hugh calls this a cross between Babe and Knives Out. I feel like that's a pretty accurate description.
I agree. But then we thought today that maybe it's a little bit of Eternal Sunshine for kids.
Oh.
Because Eternal Sunshine's about, deciding if you want to be in a relationship even if it ends and remember the good and the bad, which I feel like this is what it's exploring. But I think Hugh could sell could sell like
I know.
literally like shit on the ground. He is no, but genuinely, he is like he's the best spokesperson for the movie and like set such a good tone. His energy just like made the set so alive because people couldn't believe they were working on a Hugh Jackman movie.
Go on, a lot of you.
I'll read the ending tomorrow.
Ah! Why would he stop there?
He was just about to say who the killer was.